streets on my back. Carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rats in the morning. I had me a pop by the morning. I had me some breaks by the morning. I had a by the morning. I got on a meat on the morning. The rats keep me up on the ocean. I had a in my shoulder. You got a picture me. You got the picture me. Pacific ice on the ocean. Ready for war like I'm Russian. Ladies should never the luggage. My diamonds they tussling. My neck and my belly. They call it for me and they. You want me like me and I look. Yeah. Her Rex on her. Yeah. B-Rex better calm down. Yeah. If you go around, come around. Yeah. Whole squad. Yeah. Squad goes on the. Yeah. Make some orange jello.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Prescott. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep, Jadon Mickens. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Here's Leonard Fournette, 1,000-yard rusher from a year ago. And he is met quickly in the Backfield, down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On second down, here's Bortles. Throw left side, complete. It's Cole. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the gun on third down, Bortles. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. He'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a fourth down. And the Jaguars send out their punter. Back deep is Tavon Austin. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
On first and 10, Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. A gain of 6 there on first.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4. Prescott. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down. Third and short yardage, Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field.
And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Back to it after the pick six, Prescott. And this one hauled in by Tavon Austin. And he's brought down after a good gain. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll give to Elliott. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. And what they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
46. Here you go. 46.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
And as a defender, if you go with 2 interceptions in a game, that's pretty rare in the NFL. You might see one guy a weekend do that. But to have 2 in the first quarter, that's something you don't see all that often. I have a feeling they'll think twice about throwing in his direction too often.
380. 380.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. Completes it to Lee. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher for guys trying to get to the football.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
They keep it with Fournette on 1st down. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Shotgun now for Bortles. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
380. Hey, 5-0, 5-0.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. 9 yards on the pickup, but even after that, they're left with a 3rd and very long. On 3rd and long, it's Bortles. Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose. And the Jaguars send out their punter. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Here we go, flying in. Here we go, 46. 26.
Prescott from the gun. He'll let it fly for Austin. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here we go. Here we go. 26.
Now Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Here we go. Green 80.
They go play action here on 1st down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. The running back, Leonard Fournette, his intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Spread left. Green 80.
Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Green 80. 372.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Fournette, a first down carry. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now they'll throw it. Bortles. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Cole. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Bortles to Cole for the Jacksonville first.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Let's go, let's go. Lucy. 380.
Bortles now on first down. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Bortles. Looking long for Westbrook. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
Lucy.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Again, it's Bortles. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Let's go. Go left.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout.
Lucy. Set. 380.
Here's a give to Fournette. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Let's go. 380.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. And complete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Bortles to the former Jets, Safarian Jenkins for the Jags' first down. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Defensively, it was Leighton Vander Esch up from his linebacker spot.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Lucy. Green 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Green 80.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. And Lambo will put this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
We're going to 54.
Prescott on 1st down. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Throwing now is Bortles. He's going to fire one deep, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Throwing, Prescott. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And he's brought down after a good game. That one goes for 24 yards. A first down carry by Elliott. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Prescott now on 2nd down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out come the Jags. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. A handoff to Fournette. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Credit the tackle. There to Jordan Lewis.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
On second down, here's Bortles. He finds Yeldon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Leonard Fournette, and an alley to run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Right back to him on first down. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 more there and another first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Bortles gives to Yeldon on the draw. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Let's go, let's go.
Now Bortles. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
380. Lucy.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And Lambo will put this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point's not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And out now come the Cowboys. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard. And just like that, it's third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
The Cowboys on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter. The Cowboys on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
There you go. Gun.
Prescott. But he's got it to Hearns. And he's taken down, but not before he gets us into enemy territory across the 40. Give him 35 yards there on the third down conversion.
Get out.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Throw left side complete. It's Hodges. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Prescott yet again. He finds Hearns left side. And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys draw a bit closer. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. To throw is Bortles. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Shotgun now for Bortles. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Done.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Forced out to his left. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off. I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. A second down throw for Prescott. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Prescott now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Here we go, get that, let's go, get out, get out.
Second down, Prescott. And that's incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Prescott from the gun. Dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Telvin Smith able to get in there and drop him behind the line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Here we go, 46, 46. Woo!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Bucky Hodges, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys will have the lead if they can hit the PAT. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Fournette. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that one was over before it could get rolling. How about the D just knifing into the backfield and shutting that one down?
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw, it's Bortles. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Randy Gregory in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. 380. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it would appear the Cowboys are going to win this football game. And now here come the Cowboys. They're up by 1. They have the football. The key here, just don't do anything silly, right, Charles?
That's exactly right. You know, all the admonitions as they ran out there. Take care of the ball. Secure everything. Be tight in everything that you do. No let up, no crazy plays, and they can go home with a victory.
Let's see here if they can do all those things and hang on to this victory. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Prescott here to throw. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And his kick here is good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Back to throw. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. First down now, but the clock continues to move.
This is where hustle and urgency come into play. I think you've got to get up there and spike it.
He'll look to throw. This one complete to Niles Paul. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. 23 yards on the play. And he'll stop it with a spike here with 7 seconds left on the clock. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play.